We welcome you back to the No Stop Podcast. This is episode number 26. I'm your host, Chris Duffy, joined by Declan Waters once again. And
Goodness gracious. What are you thinking as Giants fans? That you're terrible? You're
no,
0-2?
no, we're not terrible. The Giants are not
I
terrible. They're not
you have
terrible.
you have
They're
Russell
not
Wilson.
terrible. Their defense is terrible.
Oh,
You have the best front seven in the league. And you know who you have as your defensive coordinator? You have a guy by the name of Shane Bowen.
yeah, I think
He
that's
plays
the
way too
mistake in this team.
conservatively. He plays too conservative, plays prevent defense, doesn't even get those four guys, Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Abdul Carter on the
Hmm.
field as much as he should. And that's
Yeah.
why this team lost. Because Russell Wilson had the best game of his career. He's 30 freaking
Oh,
7 years old, and he had the
yeah.
best game of his career. And guess what? Okay, yes, he had that horrible interception and the fumble on in overtime, but we don't talk about that. He led two drives with under 2 minutes to go, resulting in touchdowns. And you know what the Giants defense does?
And
Gives
they
up
left up
points.
another
Gives up
touchdown.
points. You gotta win. You gotta win that game because now you head home and you play the Chiefs. Okay, the Chiefs are 0-2 as well, but the Chiefs are
Yeah.
0-2 and are a good team. The Giants are
Hmm.
0-2 and are a mid to horrible team. There's a
Yeah.
difference. This team is awful. You got to fire Shane Bone. I'm
Big
sorry.
difference.
You got to fire Shane Bone. He does not bring the defensive identity that this team wants, and it showed. It showed today, and it showed last week. He gave up 21 points to the Commanders last week, and you only scored 6 on offense. So the offense looked 100 times better. They still gave
Hmm.
up 40 points to the
Yeah.
Cowboys. To the
To the
Cowboys.
Cowboys,
To the Cowboys.
who
What's
got
up?
demolished last week.
What is going on? Okay, they didn't get
I
demolished,
think.
but still.
But they still
What's
lost.
going on? What is going on with
I'm surprised that we haven't seen Shane Bowen fired yet.
yeah,
Like after the game
yeah.
today.
And guess what? He has to get fired after this game. He really does.
Yeah.
But you never know. There's a lot of patience in 1925 Giants drive, but man, it was all he's been so bad. He really has been. And that's why I've been saying this to a lot of my friends. What if Wink Martindale didn't get into that feud with Brian Dable? What if
Yeah.
that didn't
I
happen?
think the Giants
He
would have
would
been much
be
better
he would
off.
be the defensive coordinator right now as we speak, and this team would have already probably 7 sacks
Hmm.
or something like
And
that.
like you said, he's holding those four guys
Yeah.
off. He's holding them back. If you
Yes.
fire Bowen and then you get someone else to play to have as that defensive coordinator, and they actually use those four guys, this
Yeah.
defense will be so much better.
Exactly. And maybe they go for the once a giant, always a giant. Antonio Pierce. He's still on the
He
defensive
is.
coordinator free agency. I doubt it's
Yeah,
gonna happen, but
probably
like
not.
the
But it might not be the
offense,
worst
the
decision now.
but the offense looked really great. You got to
It
hand it.
does. It
Russell
does.
Wilson. Oh, Russell Wilson. Where do we
Russell
even
Wilson
start?
looks
He
so
looked
good.
awful. He looked awful last week. He looked like
Yeah.
Daniel Jones. But now
Oh,
this week he looked like Russell Wilson. He
he
really
looked
did.
pristine.
And
Pristine is a good way to
the
describe it.
moon ball, how many times? 3 times we saw that moon ball today.
Yeah.
Malik Neighbors touchdown. Wando Robinson touchdown. Darius Slayton 50+ yard reception on the right side. And but that also I think resulted in a field goal because the red zone
Yeah.
offense is still a piece of doo doo.
Hmm.
For lack of better words. Um, and again though,
Uh,
going back to the defense though, at least they played more snaps together
yeah.
today than they did last week because you play 65 defensive snaps and you only get them in together 8 times.
Hmm. That's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, at least
You just can't have that.
exactly. I mean, but we'll see. You play the Chiefs. Like they have the hardest schedule. We all know that, and the
Yeah.
Chiefs are 0-2. So maybe, just maybe,
The
they can
Chiefs
finally
are
win something.
the Chiefs are a failing team right now
Yeah, after
after the
today
Super
as
Bowl.
well. They
Yeah.
they 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 are in the decline. They're an aging team. They're not really getting
Hmm.
young guys. You look at their team and they have Hollywood Brown who's washed. They have Juju
Yeah.
Smith-Schuster who's washed. The only reason why is that Rashee Rice is an idiot and keeps getting in legal
And
trouble,
Xavier Worthy
and Xavier
is
Worthy is
out.
hurt. So you got like your two youngest guys who just can't stay on the field, and
Yeah.
and that's why. Speaking of not staying on the field, James Hudson, what was that about? Four
Yeah, I
penalties
don't
on the
know
opening drive, like dumb,
how.
dumb. Like that's what happens when Andrew Thomas doesn't stay healthy.
Yeah,
Hopefully he's back next week though, but
creates
uh,
problems.
uh, I can't talk about the Giants anymore. So let's talk about a team that could make a deep run in the playoffs, but
Who I like
they
to make a
cannot.
deep run
They
in the
but they
playoffs.
are still a little too inconsistent as they just lost 6-4 to the Red Sox, and that's the New York
Yeah,
Yankees.
and I think the Yankees are a very streaky team.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, but they found their stride like halfway through the summer,
yeah,
and I think they had a rough spot. There's no doubt about it, but they've started to become more consistent.
yeah,
You know, they didn't blow all the games against Toronto. They
yeah.
actually took like 2 of 3 against Houston. So I like to see that production. I mean, F Volpe's sitting out. I like Caballero playing short.
No, 100%. Caballero's faster, and he made a great
Hmm.
play tonight. That honestly, that was like a millisecond, and then
It
the guy would
was,
have been safe. I'm forgetting who it was who
yeah,
hit it, but he's a good
close.
shortstop. But it's also like, again, the Yankees are mishandling this team, unfortunately.
Hmm.
It happened with Anthony Rizzo. He got hurt, and then they continue to play him. Same thing happened with
Yeah.
Volpe. That's why Volpe has been horrible. Oh yeah,
Hmm.
he's been struggling with a partially torn labrum since May.
Yeah. Why haven't we? First off, why have we known this? And why has he been playing? Like, there's
Thank
no
you,
point.
thank you. There's no point in
He's young enough.
getting him even more injured, and
Yes.
this team could legitimately make a deep run in the playoffs. It's just that
Hmm.
their bullpen needs to lock in. Their bullpen
Hmm.
needs to lock in, and Will Warren
Yeah.
cannot pitch in the playoffs because he's too
No.
inconsistent. I'm sorry, but he's just too inconsistent. Maybe you put him into the bullpen for some help, but he cannot be a starter in the playoffs. He because would you rather have this, Declan, in game one of a wild card series? He pitches for 6 innings and has 8 strikeouts. Okay,
All right.
and then he goes on. He goes on into I guess we could say the ALDS, and let's say he pitches 3 innings and he gives up 10 runs. What would you
Yeah.
rather have? Like that's the type of player Will Warren is. He's either like looking like a Cy Young caliber pitcher, or he's looking like
Player
a guy
or
who should be in
terrible.
single A.
Yeah.
He's too inconsistent. It's either up here or it's down here. There's no in
Hmm.
between. There's no in between.
And I think that's important. Like, I think, like you said, throwing him into the bullpen will be beneficial because he may be able to find that middle ground. But come playoffs, I think you're looking at a 3-man rotation, which is Rodon, Freed, and Schlittler. Now,
Yeah.
Schlittler, you could go shorter and then have a more bullpen time. But I think Weaver has to be your setup guy, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Devin Williams, bring him in the game earlier
Yeah.
because he
Yeah.
hasn't
Yeah.
shown
Yeah.
that he
No.
can pitch late game.
Yes.
David Bednar, I have no doubt,
Yeah. He
can
he's
close out games.
he's the closer. I would say Williams should pitch in the 6th or 7th inning. Camilo Duvall is an interesting guy because
Yeah.
I don't know, and then Luke Weaver should pitch the 8th inning.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's kind of difficult. This bullpen is deep. It's just that it depends on where Boone decides to pitch them and in what situations, because that's the determining factor.
Yeah.
Because because you see it. Devin Williams can pitch in the 9th inning, blows a save. Oh, and then he pitches in the 7th inning and looks incredible.
Hmm.
It's like it depends on what type of leverage situation you're pitching in, which is that's the key determining factor for me. So we'll see. We still have what 2-3 weeks left in the regular
Yeah.
season, and they play the Orioles. The
The
the the
Orioles,
Yankees
I think
should sweep.
2 series. They
Yankees should
should.
sweep. Should sweep the
They should
Orioles.
sweep at least once.
So I mean, we'll see. I just I honestly like the depth of this team, though. I
So
really
do I.
do, and I honestly like, and that's the discussion for me. What will their lineup be? Like their batting order be? And who will be in the playing in the field and pitching and catching and all of that stuff? Because obviously you have the no brainers. That's Judge and Stanton.
Yeah.
Goldschmidt should be out first. obviously saying DHing Judge and right field. But then it's like,
Yeah,
should it be Grisham or should it be Bellinger? Should it be
Dominguez.
Dominguez? Or like that's what I'm thinking. And then Slater's not going to make the
No,
postseason roster.
I don't think he is.
Caballero probably will for
Yes.
pinch running situations for a guy
Hmm.
by the name of Giancarlo Stanton who can't run for crap.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess Ahmed Rosario off the bench. Volpe, I don't know. I actually don't know because Volpe, is he going to be 100%
Is he
healthy
going to be?
for the
I
playoffs?
don't.
Because you can
I
still
don't
have
think he
Caballero.
will.
You can still have
And
Caballero
I
at
think
short
Caballero might be a better option.
and then McMahon at third. Like that's
Yeah.
I and then Wells, I guess, catching and Ben Rice
Yeah,
platooning between
exactly.
uh Goldschmidt and Wells. So it's gonna be interesting to see. Maybe Rice
Hmm.
also plays some DH. But
Yeah,
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we got to have some faith in Aaron Boone. We
we
haven't
do.
had faith in him, and I keep trying to say let's have faith because I try to be a very positive person, but like one team like another team, can you really have trust in the coaching staff of the Giants and the Yankees, like on any sort of level, like head coach
Yeah.
and coordinator? Like, can you have really trust? I have no
Hmm.
idea. I like to have
It's
trust, but
hard to it's hard to understand trust.
yeah,
Yeah, with Boone, but
yeah,
he led us to the World Series last year. Really
exactly,
excited.
exactly. But a coach I actually do have a lot of trust in,
So,
Mike Brown of the New York Knicks, because
so
that
do
East,
I.
and we've been talking about this for quite some time on the channel, and that is the East is wide the hell
Mhm.
open because you have what? Let's
Yeah.
say, oh yeah, the Celtics. The Celtics who have an injured
Uh,
Jason Tatum
the
and blew up their whole team because they didn't win.
Celtics, yeah,
And, oh, you have the
and they
Pistons.
sold.
Oh, you have the Pistons. Rookies. They don't know
They
how to
were
win.
big sellers.
You have the Pistons. Oh, they don't know how to win. You have
Yeah,
the Pacers. We
rookies
can
and
we could
Cade.
we could we've forced the Pacers to 7 games. So they're not really that big of a threat. Okay, you have the
Yeah,
Magic. You have all these teams in the East that are inferior to the Knicks. And guess what? It gets
yeah.
even
All the
better.
teams in the East are mid.
Yes, but it gets even
How?
better because you know what the Knicks were in the playoffs and the regular season when it comes to bench scoring? Dead
You know what?
last. They were dead last. In the regular season,
Oh,
they ranked 30th in bench scoring. And then in the playoffs, second to last in bench scoring because there's only 16 teams that make the playoffs. They were
yeah.
15th. And guess
Hmm.
what? You know what they do? Because Leon Rose is my glorious king. No, he isn't. But he's a great GM, and bringing Mike
Yeah.
Brown
What?
is gonna bring changes because Thibodeau was a little too like unk. I
What do
guess
you mean?
he coached it like it was the 90s.
Yeah.
But for the bench scoring,
Mhm.
they brought in Gershon Yabusele. Great backup 4 and 5. Okay, that's going to improve their bench scoring. But how about
Yeah.
this? Then they brought in Jordan Clarkson, former sixth man of the year, can average 16 plus points per game. Okay, that's great. But then how about
I
this?
love that.
You don't just get one former sixth man of the year, but you get a second sixth man of the year, and that is Malcolm Brogdon. You got Malcolm Brogdon at your backup point now, and
Yeah.
Jordan
I
Clarkson
love the
at your
Brogdon
backup
though.
shooting guard. So now you just went from having possibly the worst bench in the league to having one of the best. Oh, and don't forget,
To
Declan.
the best.
Not only did they get Malcolm Brogdon on the same day, but then they also got Landry Shamet back. He got off to a slow start last year, but in the
Yeah.
Eastern Conference Finals against the Indiana Pacers, he had the best plus minus
He
out
he
of
played great.
any of the Knicks players. He just had to get into a groove because he started off the season slow because
Yeah.
of an injury. So he spent time in Westchester and then
Hmm.
he started to get into a groove and shot lights out from three, honestly. So the Knicks not only
Yeah. He
are
did.
going to probably be the 1 seed in the East, but they might be the best team as a whole, and they might have the best bench in the league now because you have all these different variations that they can play with now.
Yeah. Maybe. Hmm.
And that's why it's going to be such a great year for Knicks fans. I mean, they could fall short of expectations, which they've been accustomed to, but it's okay. Last year, their expectation
Yeah.
was to beat the Celtics, so they built a team to beat the Celtics. Now, with all the injuries in the
Hmm.
East, now they're trying to go for the chip, and that would be huge
Yeah,
because now you look at
it
this
would
team.
be.
Your starting lineup was probably going to be Brunson, Bridges, OG, Cat, Robinson. That's your starting five. Then off the bench,
Yeah.
Brogdon. Oh my gosh, I just said his name. Jordan
Clarkson,
Clarkson, Josh Hart,
Shamet.
Garrison, Yabusele, and Ariel Hukporti. That's probably going to be your 10-man
Yeah.
rotation. And that's why it begs the question, do the Knicks move on from Tyler Kolek or Pacome
It might be a
Dadier?
little early too.
Or Pacome Dadier. The reason why I'm saying that is because now this team has too many guards. Because now you have essentially three
Yeah.
point guards in Brunson,
Hmm.
Brogdon, and Kolek. And then you technically have four shooting
Yeah.
guards in, I think, four shooting guards, if my math's correct. Yeah, whatever. But you get the gist. There's a lot. This team is
Yeah.
there's so much depth to this team that it's going to be so hard to cut some of these guys. And it's going to be, it could
Yeah.
suck because now you have like Deuce McBride, who may not even get playing time anymore. You
Hmm.
have Landry Shamet,
It's
who
going to
you
be
just
hard for him
re-signed,
too.
who may not get playing time. You have all
Yeah.
these guys who may not get playing time, but Combe Dadier may not get playing time, although I think he is technically like the third string small forward. You have all these guys that may not make the team. And
Yeah.
that's
And
why
I
I'm
think it's
kind
sad.
yeah. Yeah, I
It's hard
mean,
to move on from some guys. I mean,
yeah.
with the names that you just put out there, like maybe it's just me, but it might be hard for Josh Hart to get any playing time.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
And
see.
I hate to say that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see because we don't know what Mike Brown will bring to this team. All
Yeah.
I know is that the ball is going to be flying. Like
Hmm.
honestly, Jalen Brunson could be like a 35 and 15 type player every night, 35 points and 15 assists. We don't know for sure, but that pick and roll, pick and pop with Cat and maybe Gershon
Yeah.
Yabusele is going to be like this because
Hmm.
that's the offense that Mike Brown ran in Sacramento with DeMontis Sabonis and I guess
Yeah.
Keegan Murray. That's the offense that I think they're going to run a lot of pick and pop because that's the modern NBA and that's why Thibodeau was not the guy. But I mean,
Because he
we'll
tried
see
playing
though.
too old school.
I mean, we'll see though. But they're also working out some guys this week,
Yeah.
which they're probably not even going to make the team. Garrison Matthews, a sharpshooter,
Yeah.
working out Dennis Smith Jr., another point guard. Doubt that's going to happen, but once a Nick,
Hmm.
always a Nick. And then I think they're working out Trey Jemison III. He's a center, which I don't even hate
Yeah, that's going to
because
be hard to
he
work.
has no, but Trey Jemison has like significant NBA experience. So let's say worst case scenario, Mitchell Robinson gets hurt again.
Mhm.
Then you just slap a two-way contract on Trey Jemison so he could play in Westchester. Oh, Mitchell Robinson got hurt. Okay, put him up in the league.
Mm.
We'll see. It's going to be a different vibe in New York on all three fronts. The Yankees, I guess the Knicks and the Giants, but
Yeah,
it's all going to have to come in stages.
it'll work. I have faith. But Leon Rose, you went into the offseason looking for depth.
Yeah, and he
You
got the
got your
depth.
depth. Now it just
Yes.
matters what you do with that depth.
Yep. Yep. All right. That's going to do it here for episode number 26. And we'll see you next time.
Peace
Peace
out.
out.